Students, today we are going to discuss the second poem of our text, that is Punishment in Kindergarten by Kamala Das. Kamala Das is an Indian English poetess born in Kerala on March 1931. This poem is a very small poem, quite an easy poem, as perhaps you know that all the poems written by Kamala Das are small poems, short poems, and they generally don't have that musical quality in them, but they are easily comprehensible poems written in simple language and have deep thoughts and emotions in them. They contain feelings and emotions in them. That's what is said about Kamala Das. And this poem is not an exception to that, and this poem is written in the same format. In this poem, the poetess recollects the memories of her past when she was in her kindergarten. Kindergarten means when she was in her pre-primary classes, KGs, in her KGs. At that time, she was rebuked by her teacher and she, in front of her classmates, and she felt hurt. She was insulted by the teacher and she felt very hurt. That made a long and lasting impression on her mind. In this poem, there are two voices. One is the voice of a child, another voice of an adult. In this poem, the poet explains how an adult thinks of herself and how a child behaves. Let's read out this poem and we will try to explain the explanation of this poem. Later on, we will discuss what are the poetic devices which are used by the poet to convey her message in the poem. Today, the world is a little more my own. No need to remember the pain a blue-frocked woman caused, throwing words at me like pots and pans to drain that honey-colored day of peace. Why don't you join the others? What a peculiar child you are. The poetess says that today the world is a little more my own. No need to remember that. That means the child at this time the poetess says that now today I am grown up. There is no need to remember the pain inflicted upon her by a blue-frocked woman at that time when she was a child. She remembers, she recollects her in her memory. Actually, the poetess at that time, they were on a picnic to somewhere in a garden along with all other classmates. She was feeling shy. She was not mixing up with other students. Her teacher came and rebuked her, asked her to join the other students. A blue-frocked woman caused throwing words at me like pots and pans to drain. तो शायरा ये कहती है कि वो कहीं पिकनिक पर चले गए थे या बचपन की याद दिलाती है और उसके साथ बाकी अपने दोस्त भी थे और वो उनके साथ मिलजुल नहीं रही थी और शाय थी. तो उस पर उसकी टीचर a blue-frocked woman is the teacher. तो ये टीचर उसने उसको डांटा. She rebuked her with harsh words like me, pots and pans. Here the poet used the poetic device of simile, which we will discuss later on, like pots and pans to drain that honey-colored. Honey-colored means delightful, beautiful, peaceful day to that honey-colored day of peace, why don't you join the others? What a peculiar child you are. The teacher rebuked her and said to her, you are a strange child. Why don't you mix? Why don't you mingle with other students? On the lawn in clusters sat my schoolmates. At that time, her schoolmates were sitting in groups in the park, sipping sugar cane. They were taking sugar cane juice. They turned and laughed. They laughed when she was humiliated, insulted by the teacher. Children are funny things. They laugh in mirth at others' tears. It is the natural instinct of child to laugh at others' these sorrows. When a child is rebuked or scolded by the teacher, others laugh. They enjoy this scolding by the teacher to others. I buried my face in the sun-warmed hedge and I felt insulted. The poet said, when the students laughed at me, I felt humiliated. I buried my face. I hid my face in the sun-warmed hedge. तो ये शायरा कहती है कि जब बच्चों ने मुझ पर हंसा तो मैंने अपने चेहरे को उन झाड़ियों में छुपाया. And smelt the flowers and the pen. और मैंने ये दर्द वहां पर सा. The words are muffled now. Today, now, the poet says, I am old. The words are muffled now. The words are peculiar means strange. Muffled means dim. Now they are faded. अब वो यादें बहुत धीमी हो गई है. The laughing face is only a blur. अब जो वो बच्चों के जो चेहरे हैं, I don't remember their faces. They are also dim. I don't remember the faces which laugh upon me. The years have sped along, stopping briefly and loud halts and moving sadly on. My mind has found an adult peace. Now, with the passage of time, now I have found an adult peace. Now I am a grown up. No need to remember that picnic day when I lay hidden. Now there is no need. Now I have forgot that picnic day when I was humiliated, insulted by the teacher, and I hid myself inside that hedge. By a hedge, watching the steel white sun standing lonely in the sky, and I was watching the brightness of the sun. Here the poet has used the poetic steel white sun. सूरज जो कि स्टील की तरह चमकता था, तो वो उसका नजारा कर रही थी. That means the poetess says that she recalls and recollects the time when she was humiliated, insulted by the teacher in her kindergarten by throwing words like pots and pans. These are pots and pans means angry, in an angry manner, and the other students, they enjoyed it. They laughed at her and she felt insulted. This makes an impression on her mind. Now the child is a grown-up one. She feels that there is no need to remember now. I have my own identity. I am a grown-up. So here the world is a little more my own. It means that now she is the mistress of her own world. She is a grown-up child. And in the childhood, world was not on her own. I think today we will stop here. Inshallah, tomorrow we will discuss the textual exercise and the poetic devices. Thank you.